Okay, so now we have here the graph. So, okay class. So meron tayo ditong graph. We have here a function of x. Itong curve na ito. Okay? Yan, curve na yan. Hanggang taas yan. So ngayon, nag-drawing tayo ng line wherein nag-intersect siya in 2 points of that function. So a line intersect a curve or a circle twice. Ang tawag sa line na yun ay second line. Okay, so in this case, we have here yung function na f of x. So yung graph niya is a curve. So yung line is nag-intersect sa kanya at point P and point Q. Okay, so tawagin natin yung line na yun na line S. Okay, wherein ayun yung second line. And then yung coordinate ng point P is x and y. So as you can see here, ito yung ating origin, di ba? Ayun yung origin natin. And then from origin, ang x value natin is x. So ito yun. So, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng x dito. And then from origin, pataas, ang value natin ng y is y. Ito yun. Okay? So okay, meron tayong point P with the coordinates of x, y. So pagdating naman sa Q, nagbago yung point natin along our function f of x, di ba? So kumbaga nagta-travel yung points natin, meron tayong sets of, we have different sets of solutions. We have different sets of ordered pair, coordinates, okay? So from here, from P, we have x and y, and then pag nag-travel yung points natin along our function, we will have point Q wherein doon nag-intersect yung second line natin, okay? So by coordinates, we know that Q, ang x-coordinate niya is x plus delta x. So, ba't naging ganun? So, as you can see here, meron, from the origin ulit ang tingin natin ha. So, sa x muna tayo. From origin, we have x value, hindi ba? Hanggang p yun. Ngayon, naglagay tayo nag-change yung x papunta sa right side. Kumbaga from x dito sa p, nag-move pa ng delta x para mapunta dun sa x ng q. And then from the zero or the origin, nag-move ng y para makapunta sa p, and then nag-move pa ng change of y para makapunta sa q. Okay? So, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng x plus change in x. So, ito yun, x plus change in x. Ayan yun. Okay? So, para naman magkaroon tayo ng y plus change in y, so meron tayong y plus change in y. Kaya tayo may y plus delta y. Okay? So, ngayon, etong line natin, yung line S, eto, that's not a straight line. Okay? So, inclining siya or nakaslant. Ibig sabihin, pag nakaslant ang line natin, we have the so-called slope. Diba? Pag ganyan ang line, automatic meron niyang slope m. Okay? So ngayon, balik tayong konti sa topic natin ng equation of a line. We know that slope in an equation of a line is the change of y in terms of change in x. So in this case, yung x natin sa p is nagbago nung nakarating tayo sa point q, as well as sa y natin sa p, nagbago nung nakarating tayo sa point q. Okay. So, by definition, we know nga na m or slope is equal to change in y in terms of change of x. Change in x. Okay, kaya meron tayo dito. Kaya in-equate natin yan. Okay? Wherein etong delta y, di ba pwede na, ang formula natin ng slope talaga is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Wherein ito is a definition din ng change in y. And ito is the change of x. Kung ano yung ginalaw ng point natin along x and along y. Okay. So as you can see here in our graph, we form a triangle, a right triangle. So I hope familiar tayo sa right triangle. Ano? Ilalabas ko yung triangle na yun. So dito ko na lang ito drawing sa right side. So ito yung right, ito ang ating right triangle. Okay. When we say a right triangle, we know that an angle inside a right triangle is 90 degrees. Okay? So as you can see, ito din yung point natin na P. Okay? So ito naman yung ating Q. So ito, ang distance nito ay, ito yung change in y, which is ito po. Ayan. And then, from here, papunta dito, ito ay change of x. And itong mahaba na to, walang label dun sa ating diagram, sa ating illustration. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin is mag-introduce tayo ng concept. Actually, madadaanan nito sa trigonometric functions after ng calculus natin dito sa subject natin. Papahapyawan ko lang. Okay. So, itong PQ, ito yung line natin yung secant line Ngayon, alam natin may slope yan kasi nakaslant. So, ang gagawin natin is, Siyempre, pag nakaslant yung isang line, nagkakaroon tayo dito ng angle. But in our illustration, yung angle na yan is tinawag na alpha. Okay? Alpha siya. Ito yun. Ito. Ayan. Alpha. Ngayon, meron tayo ditong, ang tawag dito sa side na to, pag nandito yung reference angle, is the opposite side. So I hope naalala nito, opposite side. And then ito naman, ang tawag sa side na to, pag andito yung angle, is the adjacent side. Okay, etong PQ is yun yung tinatawag nating hypotenuse. Okay, so pataas siya, hypotenuse. Pansin ko lang. Yung hypotenuse na lang, HYP. Okay. Ngayon, ang mangyayari, meron kang opposite, meron kang adjacent, meron kang hypotenuse. Ang gagawin natin, gagamit tayo ng tangent alpha. Equals, opposite kasi TOA. Or TOA. So, tangent, opposite, over adjacent. Therefore, delta y is delta x. Okay, so kung makikita nyo, ito din yun, yung nasa may equation na binigay sa atin ng module. Ito din yun. Okay, galing dito yun sa triangle. Okay, and we know that this portion, change in y in terms of change in x, is the f of x plus change in x minus f of x over change in x. Inintroduce natin to sa three-step rule, okay? So, dun galing yan. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin nun? So, yung m natin, kung mapapansin nyo dito, is m is equal to change in y in terms of change in x, wherein etong delta y over delta x is equal siya dito. Okay? Eh di ba ang delta y over delta x is the derivative of y in terms of x. Therefore, our slope is the change or derivative of y in terms of x. Okay? So sana nasundan. Okay, alam ko may nakakahilo siya. Pero kahit saan ka makarating sa line na ito, sa line PQ, kahit saan ka makarating dyan, ang slope niyan is uniform. So kung nandito ako, yung slope dyan is m pa rin. Pag lumapit ako dito sa baba, m pa rin ang slope niyan. Pag nakarating nga ako dito sa PXY, m pa rin ang slope niyan. So therefore, kapag kinuha ko ang derivative ng function na ito, malalaman ko kung ano yung slope ng line na ito, line PQ. Bakit? Kasi nag-meet sila sa point P. Okay? O actually, kahit dito sa point Q, pwede kong kuhain yung slope dyan since parehas naman yung slope sa point Q saka slope sa point P. Okay? So para makuha ko, pag tinatanong ko what is the slope of a line intersecting function f of x, simply kukunin ko lang kung ano yung derivative ng function natin. Okay? So I hope it's clear. O kaya pwede nyo isipin na lang na slope is simply equal to the derivative of a function. Okay? So para hindi kayo malito. So, in-explain ko lang din dito saan nakuha itong equation na pinresenta sa atin. Okay? So, we have here derivative interpreted as a slope. Derivative interpreted as a slope. So, kanina, sabi dito, the derivative of a function in terms of x, okay, is identical with the slope of the graph of the function. Okay? So, ito is plus magagamit to sa mga future topics natin, especially sa mga application ng ating calculus. So, para mas maintindihan, pwede tayo mag-solve ng problem here. Okay, find the slope of the curve. Formula na ang equation natin is x squared. Y is equal to x squared at point negative 1, 1. Okay. So, nakalimutan ko banggitin kanina. Babalik ko lang doon sa taas. Meron kayo napapansin ditong line T, wherein nag-meet yung line t saka yung function, yung y is equal to fx at p din. Ang tawag sa p na to ay tangent line. Okay? When a line pass through a curve or a circle at one exact point only, ang tawag sa kanya tangent line. Ano? So kapag naman twice nag-intersect yung line sa circle or curve, ang tawag sa line na yun is secant line. Okay? Kaya balik tayo sa example natin. So we have here y is equal to x squared at the point negative 1 and 1. Pinapahanap ang slope doon sa point na yun. Okay. So we have here the graph. Ayan, na-graph naman na natin. Ngayon, pinapahanap ano daw yung slope sa point 1. Ito yun. Ito, di ba? Yan yun. Etong line na ito, yan yung tangent line. Kung papansinin niyo yung graph, dyan lang sila sa point na yan, sa 1, sa negative 1, 1, magmi-meet ng ating function x squared. That's why yan ay tangent line. Hinahanap sa atin ano ang slope ng line na yan. Okay? So, gaya ng sabi natin, para mahanap yung slope, you just simply get the derivative of the function. Kunin natin yung derivative na to. So, ano ang gagawin natin para makuha yung derivative? Using the three-step rule. Since hindi pa tayo nagpo-proceed sa differentiation formulas ng derivative, ito muna ang gagamitin natin. Using three-step rule. By 3, so sa step 1, kinuha natin yung f of x plus delta x minus f of x, wherein yung x squared yan, pinalitan natin ng x plus delta x, squared pa rin, minus x squared. And then, sinimplify hanggang sa nagkaroon tayo na delta x, 2x plus delta x. Okay? So, sa step 2, dinivide natin both sides. So, dinivide natin yung result na nakuha natin sa step 1 sa delta x. And then, we simplify and nagkaroon tayo ng 2x plus delta x. And for step 3, we get the limit of the result we get from step 2 as delta x approaches 0. Okay? So in this case, ito lang yung magiging 0 natin. That's why nagkaroon tayo ng 2x. And simplifying your answer, we know now that the derivative of the function in terms of x is 2x. Therefore, ito ay equal sa ating slope. Ito na ba yung slope natin? Hindi pa, kasi meron kang variable x. Ang gagawin mo dyan, m is equal to 2x. Binigyan ka ng point. Ang coordinates ng x ay negative 1 and for y is 1. So we have here x. Substitute mo sa value na yan in negative 1. You will now have negative 1 times 2. Therefore, your slope will be equal to negative 2. Okay, so as you can see here, ganun din yung ginawa. Okay? M is equal to dy over dx, gaya nung in-explain natin kanina, equals 2 times yung value ng x, which is negative 1. Therefore, our slope is negative 2 as indicated in the graph. As you can see dun sa graph natin, papunta saan ang slope o papunta saan yung line natin? Di ba papunta sa kanan, pataas? So, we have here notes. Okay? Pag daw, ang line is papunta sa kaliwa upward, it is always negative. Okay? So, as you can see, papunta sa taas, pakaliwa, yung line natin. That's why nagka-negative tayo na slope. So, kapag naman daw inclines upward to the right, it is always positive. Bakit? Sige, try natin i-explain. So, in other ways, dinedefine natin si slope ng ng rise over run. Okay, so tingin tayo dito sa ating coordinates. Punta tayo sa origin. Kunwari walang graph yan, okay? Yung pakaliwa is negative, yung pababa negative, pataas and pakanan is positive, okay? So, focus tayo dun sa line natin. As you can see, lumiko siya sa papunta dito, hindi ba? So, negative. Negative ang run. Ang run kasi is x value, and then yung rise is y value. Okay, rise pataas. So, dito, as you can see, yung line natin is papunta sa kaliwa, making our x negative. Okay? So, pataas siya, making our y or our rise positive y. Okay? Therefore, m is equal to negative y over x. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, negative pa rin talaga yung slope natin. Ano? So, pag pataas naman, kung halimbawa, papunta dito yung line natin, pataas na ganyan, o papunta sa kanan yung x value, tapos papunta sa taas yung y value. Therefore, yung slope natin ay positive y over positive x. Therefore, ang slope natin is positive. Okay? So, in-explain ko lang kung paano naging positive and negative, okay? So, the two sets of lines are divided at the vertex because the slope of the horizontal line at this point is 0. Okay. Sige, may isang concept pa tayo, which is the rate of change. Kanina pa natin binabanggit yung change in x, change in y. So, dito, ang average rate of change over the interval of delta x, yung kanina pa natin ini-introduce, na paulit-ulit din naman natin dinidefine as the change in y with respect to change of x. Okay? So, delta is mainly about changes yan. Okay, ng x and y values. Okay, so we have here dy over dx, same lang yan plus sa limit of delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0. Same lang dyan yan plus. Okay? So, pag binasa natin, the rate of change of y with respect to x. Pero pwede rin natin siyang tawagin na derivative or rate of change. Ayan, ito yung rate of change. Slope of the graph, kanina doon sa in-explain natin huli, yung m. Kasi m is equal to dy over dx lang naman. Maybe used interchangeably. Okay, so kahit mapagpalit-palit nyo, understandable naman na pare-parehas lang yun. Okay? So sabi dito, positive ang y prime. Eh ano ang y prime? Y prime is the derivative din naman, di ba? Positive daw ang derivative, uh, positive daw kapag yung derivative is greater than 0. The curve is increasing or the f of x increases as x increases as in AB. Okay? So kung positive, kung tumataas yung x since dependent sa kanya si y, tumataas din yung y na nakukuha o yung f of x. So negative naman, if the y prime is less than 0, the curve is decreasing or the f of x decreases as x increases as in BC. Also, the function f of x increases when the rate of change is positive, decreases when the rate of change is negative. So let's proceed to our example. Okay, class. Punta tayo dito sa ating example ng rate of change. So, bago tayo mag-solve, I suggest medyo balikan nyo ng konti ang ating worded problem sa Module 3. Okay, Module 4 o 3. Okay, so balikan nyo lang ng konti kasi dito medyo ma-apply natin siya, no? Okay? So dito, ang pinapahanap sa atin, what is the rate of change of the volume with respect to the radius of the base of a right circular cylinder of height 10 centimeters. So, if hindi kayo familiar kung ano ang right circular cylinder, okay, so ang right circular cylinder class is, imagine niyo na lang yung lata o yung delata, okay? Yan ay right circular cylinder. Ngayon, ipinapahanap sa atin is the volume, ano, change in volume with respect to radius. Okay. Dito sa cylinder natin, we have the height. Okay. Yan yung height natin. Okay. And then, yung radius natin is andito. Okay, yan yung radius natin. Kasi di ba pabilog siya? Pabilog yung baba nun. Ito yung center, tapos may radius yun. Okay? And syempre, yung right circular cylinder, may volume yan. Okay? So sabi, gaano nagbabago yung volume natin, ano? Habang nagbabago yung radius. Okay? So binigyan tayo ng value ng height na 10 centimeters. Okay? So ang pinapahanap is the change of the volume with respect to change in radius. So dV over dr. Kung i-adapt natin yung dx, yung dy, pwede nating isipin na ito ay dy over dx. Okay, bakit sir? Bakit yung dv is naging dy, yung dr naging dx? Plus dito sa problem natin, ang dependent variable natin is yung v. Saan siya dependent? Dependent siya dun sa r. So habang nagbabago si r, nagbabago din si v or volume. So balik tayo sa x and y. Di ba si y, habang nagbabago si x, is nagbabago din siya, making y as the dependent variable between them ng x. Okay, so sana nasundan. So sir, ano na gagawin natin? Alam na natin na ano yung dependent variables natin sa problem. Ang gagawin natin ngayon is isipin natin ano ba yung formula ng volume ng right circular cylinder. I know, wala pa tayo sa solids, wala pa tayo sa mga cubes, spheres, mga solid shapes natin. Ano? Okay, wala pa tayo doon, but ma-introduce na agad tong concept na to. Unti-untiin lang natin. Okay. So, ang formula ng volume natin pagdating sa right circular cylinder ay pi r, which is pi r squared. So, pi r squared natin is yung area, di ba? Yung area na to yun. Ngayon, para makuha yung volume, i-times niya lang yung area sa height. So, ayan, binigyan tayo ng 10 cm na value, wherein 10 cm is a constant. Meaning, hindi siya magbabago kahit gano'n pa lumaki yung radius natin. Ganun pa rin yung height. Okay, so substitute natin yung value ng 10 r squared. Okay, so yung pi ba is constant or variable? Pi is a constant din. So, lagay natin 10 pi r squared. So, as you can see here in our equation, ang unknowns natin is V and R. Okay? So, ang hinihingi sa atin, change in V with respect sa R. So, dV over dr. Eh, di ba ito is derivative nito? So, ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin yung derivative natin neto. Ang function natin na gagamitin ay etong 10 pi r squared. Pwede niyong isipin sa x and y manner, ano, pwedeng y is equal to 10 pi x squared. Ayan, para hindi kayo nalilito, pwede naman ganyan. So, pag kukunin niyo yung derivative niya, yan, kunin niyo yung derivative niya. But sige, mamaya natin to i-proceed. Doon tayo muna sa mismong hinihingi ng problem. Okay, sige. So, paano natin kinukuha yung derivative? Using the three-step rule. Okay? By using three-step rule. O, step 1 ulit. Palitan natin lahat ng R. Palitan natin lahat ng R ng R plus change in R. Okay? I-try natin yan. So, the change in R. Okay. So, dv over dr magiging f of R plus change in R minus f of R. Okay. So, we have 10 pi o R plus change in R minus, o yung squared, huwag kakalimutan, minus 10 pi R squared. Okay. Simplify. 10 pi to I R squared plus 2R pi, ay 2R delta R plus delta R squared minus 10 pi R squared. Okay. So next natin gagawin is distribute the values ng 10 pi. So we have 10 pi R squared plus 20 pi R delta R plus 10 pi delta R squared. Lagyan ko lang ng parentheses. Minus 10 pi R squared. So as you can see, meron tayong pwede i-cancel. Etong 10 pi R squared, 10 pi R squared. Okay, simplify, we have 20 pi R delta R plus 10 pi delta R squared. Okay, we have the f of R plus delta R minus f of R. So proceed tayo sa step 2. Divide both sides by delta R. Okay, delta R. So we have a 20 pi R. Pero po pwede ko nang i-factor out si delta R dito sa dalawang term natin. So delta R times 20 pi R plus 10 pi delta R, okay, over delta R. So we could cancel out delta R both sa numerator and denominator. Therefore, the result in step 2 will be 20 pi R plus 10 pi delta R. Okay. Step 3, get the limit of 20 pi R plus 10 pi delta R as delta R approaches 0. Okay. Simply substitute the value of delta R, which is 0. Okay. Plus 10 pi times 0. Cancel out, 0 din yan. Therefore, the result in step 3 would be 20 pi R. Therefore, yung result natin sa step 3, yung step 2 natin, ito yung sa step 1. Okay? Therefore, derivative or change in volume with respect to change in R will be equal to 20 pi R. Okay? So, yan ang rate of change. So, kung nalilito, try natin siya sa X naman. Sa, using X and Y. Sige, sabihin natin, yung V ay ating Y, since siya ay dependent variable. And then, yung R is yung X. Therefore, yung V is equal to pi R squared H natin, magiging Y is equal to pi X squared H. Okay? So, substitute the value of H, which is 10, binigay sa atin, 10 pi X squared. Okay, sa step 1 natin, okay, sige, f x plus delta x minus f of x. Okay, so 10 pi x plus delta x squared minus 10 pi x squared. Simplify, we have 10 pi x squared plus 2 x delta x plus delta xr, delta xr, delta x squared minus 10 pi x squared. Simplifying, we have 10 pi x squared plus 20 pi x delta x plus 10 pi delta x squared minus 10 pi x squared. Ano pwede natin gawin dyan? Pwede natin i-cancel out itong part na ito, 10 pi x squared. Okay, simplify. We will have 20 pi x delta x plus 10 pi delta x squared. So, meron na tayong result for step 1. For step 2, divide lang natin siya sa uh, delta x. Pero pwede ko na ilabas yung delta x dun sa ating result sa step 1. 20 pi x plus 10 pi delta x all over delta x. So pwede natin i-cancel out ang ating delta x and we will be having 20 pi x plus 10 pi delta x. Okay? So last part is get the limit of 20 pi x plus 10 pi delta x as delta x approaches 0. Substitute lang yung value ng delta x na 0, magiging 20 pi x plus 10 pi 0 o cancel 0. Ang matitira ay 20 pi x. Okay? Therefore, dy over dx is equal to 20 pi x, which is parehas lang din po dito. Kaibahan lang nila yung x and r saka yung v and y. Wherein x is equal to the radius and y is equal to the volume of the right circular cylinder. So I hope na gets yung pagkuha natin ng rate of change. So sa volume ito, okay? Okay, so we have here the dimension of a box are ayan, b plus 1 and b plus 4 and yung b. So pwede natin sabihin, ito yung length, ito yung width, ito yung depth. Okay, so drawing lang natin yung ating box. Okay, dito na lang. Okay, so we have here box. So ito ang ating length. Ito yung width. Ito ang ating depth. So medyo hindi lang accurate. Okay. So we know that the volume of a box or a cube is equal to length times width times depth. Right? So tinatanong sa atin dyan, how fast the volume increases as B increases. Okay? So wala namang kaso if increase ang pinapahanap or decrease. So parehas lang naman din ng process. So magdi-derivative pa rin tayo. Okay? So dito, kunin natin yung dV in terms ng B. Pero yung LWD natin is hindi naka in terms of B. Ang gagawin natin, substitute natin yung mga binigay na dimensions in terms of B. Okay? Times B plus 4. Okay? So simplify lang natin yan. Pwede natin gawin. So ayusin ko lang yung sulat. Okay, so equal sa B times B plus 1 times B plus 4. Okay? Volume is equal to B squared plus B times B plus 4. Then B cubed plus 4B squared plus B squared plus 4B. Okay? V is equal to B cubed plus 5B squared plus 4B. Okay? So ito yung ating formula for volume para makuha natin yung volume ng ating box. Okay? So ang pinapahanap sa atin, yung change in volume in terms of change in B. Okay? So yan pinapahanap. So for us to find that, gamit tayo ulit ng 3-step rule. So ididire-diretso ko na. So una natin gagawin, f of B plus delta B. Okay? Minus f of B. Sir, bakit naging B plus delta B? Okay, so dito sa ating problem, ang ating dependent variable is volume. Okay? Nakadepende siya sa pag-increase ng ating B. Okay? The independent variable is the B. And then the dependent variable is the volume of the box. Kaya yun yung ginamit natin na variables. Okay? So gaya ng paggamit natin sa x of x and y, x is the independent. In here, B is the independent variable. Okay. So we have here B plus delta B cube plus 5B plus delta B squared plus 4 delta B at 4 times B plus delta B. Okay, so grouping symbol. Idadasog ko lang to. Okay, lagay ko dito. Yan. minus b cubed plus 5b squared plus 4b. Okay, simplify. So medyo mahaba-haba to. Okay. So we have b plus delta b. So b squared plus 2b delta b plus delta b squared plus 5 times b squared plus 2 delta b plus delta b squared plus 4b plus 4 delta b minus b cubed plus 5b squared plus 4b. Okay, so now we will be distribute pa. Simplify pa natin. B cubed plus b squared delta b ay b squared. Okay. Plus 2b squared ab o delta b plus 2b delta b squared plus b delta b squared plus delta b cubed plus 5b squared plus 10b delta b plus 5 delta b cubed delta b squared plus 4b minus or plus 4 delta b minus 4 minus b cubed minus 5b squared minus 4b. Okay. So to simplify, tingnan natin kung ano yung pwedeng i-cancel out. So we have here 4b negative, positive 4b, 5b squared, positive, positive and negative 5b squared. So for b cubed, ito yung isa, positive. Then meron tayong negative b cubed. Okay. So ano pang pwede natin pagsamahin? Pwede natin pagsamahin ito saka ito. Okay, so pwede natin pagsamahin yan. Yan ay 3b squared delta b. Okay, plus. Pwede natin pagsamahin itong 2b delta b squared, yung b delta b squared. So plus 3b delta b squared. Okay? So bukod dyan, pwede pa natin pagsamahin yung ito. Hindi pwede yan. So parang wala na, pwede natin pagsamasamahin na yung natira. So plus delta b cubed plus 10b delta b plus 5 delta b squared plus 4 delta b. Okay. Sige. So ilabas natin yung delta b. Factor out natin. Meron tayo 3b squared plus 3b delta b plus delta b squared plus 10b plus 5 delta b plus 4. And then, di-divide natin siya sa delta b as part of our step 2. Okay, cancel out. Ang matitira sa atin is 3b squared plus 3b delta b plus delta b squared plus 10b plus 5 delta b plus 4. Haba. Okay, so sa part 3, kunin natin yung limit netong part na to. Ano? Limit ng f of b plus delta b minus f of b over delta b as delta b approaches 0. Okay, so 3b squared plus 3b times 0 plus 0 squared plus 10b plus 5 times 0 plus 4. So cancel out natin yung ibang mga values. Cancel out, cancel, 0 yan, cancel, 0 din. Therefore, matitira sa atin ay 3b squared plus 10b plus 4. Okay, taas ko lang. Therefore, the change in volume of the box in terms of change in B would be equal to 3b squared plus 10b plus 4. Okay, so that would be the answer for our problem. Okay, class. So we have here a problem. Last example natin. So find how fast, or rate of change ulit, how fast the circumference, the area of a circle increases when the radius increases. Okay? So binigyan tayo dito ng pinapahanap na circumference. Anong formula ng circumference? 2 pi r or pi d. Okay? Pi d, So, ito yung formula natin ng circumference of a circle. So, sa pangalawa, pinapahanap sa atin yung area of a circle. Paano daw nagbabago? Gaano kabilis tumaas yung area ng circle as the radius increases? So, we know that pi r squared ang formula ng area ng circle. Sir, anong gagamitin sa formula ng circumference? So, class, gamitin na lang natin yung 2 pi r. Bakit? Kasi wala namang anything na involved about sa diameter. Ano? Okay? So, ang nagbabago kasi dito sa problem is yung radius. Wherein, sumusunod lang yung area and the circumference. So, kung ito-drawing ko, okay, hindi siya perfect circle. So, we have here this so-called R or radius. So, di ba pag tumaas yan, lalaki yan. So, mapupunta dito yung circle natin. So, mapupunta dito yung circle natin, lalaki siya. Okay. Yung sa lalaki yung radius, tapos lalaki yung circumference and area. So, una, punta tayo sa A. Okay. So, C is equal to 2 pi r. Ang constant natin dito sa formula is yung 2 pi. And ang variables natin is C and R, wherein C is dependent to X. Therefore, hanapin natin kung ano yung DC, dr, or change in circumference in terms of change in radius. So, kunin natin ulit yung derivative niya. So, first step, step 1, f of r plus delta r. Delta r, r na gagamitin ko ulit class, okay? So, f of r is equal to 2 pi r plus delta r minus 2 pi r. Okay. So, simplify 2 pi r plus delta r minus 2 pi r. And we have here same 2 pi r, 2 pi r. So, ito ay delta r. Okay. Step 2, divide natin both sides sa delta r. Delta r over delta r, and we know that would be equal to 1. Okay? Equals to 1. So, dito, tayo sa step 3, limit of 1 as delta r approaches 0. And we know that any constant, kahit ano pa yung value ng x natin o ng variable natin, automatically equal yan sa sarili niya. Okay? Yan. So therefore, change in circumference with respect to change in radius is equal to 1. Okay? Next na pinapahanap sa atin, yung change in area. Okay? With respect to change in radius. Okay? So B, so area natin is pi r squared. Okay? So ang pinapahanap is change in area with respect to in radius. So pi is a constant, and then pinapahanap is dA dr. Question mark. So proceed tayo sa ating step 1 ulit. F of r plus delta r minus f of r is equal to pi r plus delta r squared minus pi r squared. So pi times r squared plus 2r 2r delta r plus delta r squared minus pi r squared. Distribution, pi r squared plus 2 pi r delta r plus pi delta r squared minus pi r squared. So simplify, cancel out, cancel out. We have 2 pi r delta r plus pi delta r squared. So factor out the delta r. We have 2 pi r plus pi delta r. Okay. Step 2, f of r plus delta r minus f of r over delta r is equal to pi at divided by is equal to delta r 2 pi r plus pi delta r over delta r. So cancel out the delta r, and we will have 2 pi r plus pi delta r. For step 3, get the limit. Limit of 2 pi r plus pi delta r as delta r approaches 0. Okay. So 2 pi r plus pi 0, cancel. 2 pi r ang ating value. Therefore, the change in area with respect to change in radius is equal to 2 pi r. Wherein 2 pi r is somehow formula ng circumference ng circle. So I hope clear ang ating rate of change. Okay. So I think that would be all for the discussion of our topic. So if you have questions, you could rewind the video. Pwede kayo magtanong sa GC. Okay, so God bless everyone and thank you for watching.